definitely the episode to listen to for good advice. Stuart is over here eating paint. Hamilton is smuggling funds.
Yeah.
Jordan is paint rolling stuff.
I mean, white collar crime is probably the only way people can afford to have a Warhammer habit anyway. So, you know. And welcome back to A Tale of Four Gangers. It is the third time we've done this. I know it's not been the third month of this, but we have made it together finally. Hello, everyone. How are you? How is everyone? All good?
The best.
The best. Good. Yeah.
Peak physical condition.
Yeah.
This is about as good as it's ever gonna get.
This is a whoa.
After this,
it's all down. Yeah. Yeah. Fair enough. That's good. Good. Okay, I'm glad I caught you at this opportune moment in your life right now.
Soak it up.
I feel also very disappointed that this is how you're choosing to use your peak, but I'm honored.
I don't know what you're talking about. This is...
Oh well, I'm glad everyone is okay, apart from I know Stuart's been ill, so I'm sorry, but is better. But I guess the first thing to say as ever is, has anyone played any games of Warhammer GW games out there? Stuart, you have?
I played some Warhammer.
What?
Yeah, I played some 40k.
Yeah.
Wow.
About a month ago.
Mm-hmm.
So we rented a table at Element Games, and we went and played. 3 of us went down. We took a couple of 1,000-point armies. And just between the 3 of us kind of found our way through playing 10th edition, and we're doing it again on Wednesday, so I'm going to play some more Warhammer this Wednesday.
Multiple Warhammers.
I know, all of the Warhammers. Yeah, it was good. It was really, really good fun. So we took we ended up playing a couple of Chaos Space Marine armies against each other, and I sort of sat with the rule book and worked out dice pools and things for people to speed it along. So we sort of played like the old 80s Rogue Trader way with
you had a
games master.
Nice.
And we're going to do the same thing again this week, because actually it works quite well when you learn in the game. It actually works quite well to have a third person there just to speed things along and help work things out and adjudicate on things. So it was good fun. So I haven't decided what I'm going to take down on Wednesday. I think I'm going to take a sort of mishmash Space Marine army down. Oh yeah, so I've got lots of stuff, but I'm working towards getting a 1,500 point army to go and play at GW.
Oh
next
yes,
year.
That's what we're going to try and do, aren't we?
Yeah. So I need to really concentrate on actual Games Workshop models. Yeah, which probably means Space Marines.
Yeah, because your Nurgles are all
they're all printed, and so I'm working on a Space Marine army.
Is this your Killer Bees?
My Killer Bees, my Wu-Tang army, so it's not coming along quickly.
Well,
isn't that just the way?
Yeah. I think we could all sit here and lament the
maybe yes.
It's just like even a Space Marine, right? Like it's just a Space Marine. Like it just take hours to paint. Yeah. They're so detailed. Why do they have to put detail on them? Why can't they just make doughy
the old 80s ones where it was just a
Play-Doh Marines?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. But they're so beautiful.
Yeah, but not when I paint them. They're not though. That's the thing.
I know that is not true because I've seen now some up close shots, and I have to disagree.
I think the trick here is to not paint them well. That's the mistake you're making. If you just do what I do, which is just put as few paints as possible on, and then say it's done. Doesn't matter how detailed or amazing the miniature is, you've got a painted miniature. Look.
Yeah, but yours look really good as well. Like, you've done it.
It's all in the lighting. We'll get to this.
It's all in the lighting. We see them up. Yeah. They look awesome. But yeah, no, Well, if you could be an idiot like me and then also kit bash every single one of your pieces on top of that, so that it's not like, oh, I'm just going to use the model as it comes and then paint it. It's, oh, I'm going to build this out of 16 other models and then paint them. That's when you're the real idiot in the room. But you've got
a good looking force then. So swings and roundabouts.
It swings and roundabouts, but it also means I've only got 4 painted and I've got 4 unpainted because I spent so long building and putting them together. So that's it. Yeah. And I've also been to model railway shops and bought like different types of siding material for model railways to put like rubble and stuff on things.
Nice.
Which is silly. I feel like I'm just really too getting into it.
You didn't look at trains while you were there as well, though, did you, Hamilton? You're not. There's not something you need to tell us, is there? You're not going really deep.
I say no, and in the background, the train just goes around. Don't know what you're talking about. Oh, my tea, thank you. What about you, Jordan? I think you played some Warhammer, didn't you, as well?
I've had a few cancelled games actually over the last couple of weeks, sadly, but
that's still pretty good.
Yeah, we came close. We came very close.
50%.
I've actually played some solo games against myself, and it's very rewarding because I am unbeaten. So I've got an unbeaten record. But I'm doing some like play testing for a bit of a scenario that I'm writing for Warhammer Fantasy. So it was a good excuse to just get some miniatures out and move them around the board, even though it was only me who was playing. So
it's a good way of like testing the rules though out. And actually, I never even think of doing that sometimes, but actually it's a really good way of actually seeing if an army I'm thinking maybe I might do that with this gang because the figuring out the rule set for this is difficult because there's a lot of options. So yeah, maybe that's a good plan.
It's really good for learning the rules, I think. Because just if you're physically rolling some dice and you're saying, right, what's the test I need to do? What's the thing I need to score here, roll here? I think it stays with you more than when you just explain the rules or read the rules. So yeah, I think it works quite well for that too.
Okay, that's good. Oh, look at the tips we're getting today. This is tip central, everyone. Look at this, amazing. What about you, Tay? Have you played any games?
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. I live on a deserted island.
Well, it's Iceland.
For the most part. There's like, but
you live with someone who has Warhammer in your house, though.
I know.
Another Warhammerer.
I know, but I've been co-opting his assistance. I'm painting and building, okay? This is the stage that I remain in. Yeah. However, I did go and watch some strangers play 2 times.
Oh wow! Right? Okay.
Yeah, I did.
In IRL.
IRL.
Yeah. Okay.
At the place where I buy my things, our local. I don't know what you even call this. It's not a Warhammer shop because there's a lot of other stuff there.
Just a game store.
This is the local nerd hole.
Yeah.
But there's like a really great space there to play. So like if anybody ever comes to Iceland, you can rent a table there. I don't know how it works because I've no one to play with. So I've never rented a table, but there's many. And that's where I sometimes go to like spy on other people who are playing. Nobody's playing Necromunda that I've seen. It's a lot of 40k. But like, yeah, I was like loitering.
Oh yeah.
Like concerningly in the background while they were trying to like do their thing.
Were they playing in English?
No. So
how's your Icelandic? Is it good?
Enough, but not nearly.
Are you getting the terms? Have you
Well, because the terms
all the things have the same name, right?
Kind of get thrown down in English, so it's like I can see what's going on, but like so I've been watching. I had to go back to the nerd hole a couple times because you're not going to believe this. I ran out of pink paint.
No way. No way.
Yeah, I did.
I ran out of black paint.
Yeah. Well, that's how we're different right now.
Yeah.
But like, and I keep needing to buy, like, those of you who are like paintbrush hoarders, the Psycho. You know what I'm talking about? It's got like 3 hairs in it.
Oh no.
That's the one I need, and I ruined one.
Oh no.
Because I'm using it so much that like the little 2 hairs that are in it like have curled at the end.
So annoying.
And I'm like, well, now I can't. I trimmed it like a little.
Yeah.
But that's my primary brush, so
You
I had to go back. I have to keep going back.
Small. Jesus Christ.
That's my one that I use.
Yeah,
that's my favorite.
I'm scared to look at your painting. Have you got photos to share?
I do have photos.
Shit.
They're coming. But like I brought my real guys. So
oh my gosh. Well, we'll see those. We'll
look at them.
I finally invested in makeup brushes, but aka dry brushes, proper dry brushes now. Because I've been using crappy dry brushes and they haven't been working as good as
Wait, so you went out and bought yourself a set of like makeup brushes?
No, these are actually Army Painter's dry brush sets.
Oh.
And they're all I haven't even used them. I've already got dead hairs on them, but they literally are just they are just makeup. They're just
the dry brushing is definitely a piece of this that is I find the most challenging part. I think is the dry brushing.
I find it the most satisfying bit. I think it's so good.
I think because like I have layers of stuff going on.
Yeah.
And so I feel like it can actually mess my stuff up.
Yeah, it sounds like you're going really technical. Mine is lots of dry brush.
But I love how it looks. I love how it looks. And I'm not really doing a lot of like dirt or damage to mine.
Yeah, that's what I'm going for the John Blanche. It's
because like I've been trying to get my partner to help me because he does a lot of these things, and he is like the king of rust and damage.
Yeah,
and I'm like, I don't really need that though. These are people.
These are nice.
They don't have that. They're alive.
Wait, have you not used any Nuln Oil on your?
I have. Yeah.
Oh, you have?
No.
Oh, thank God. I was like, don't do
Hamilton.
This. Don't do me like
that's
that.
my favorite. That's my favorite step because
Okay.
it just looks. But then I get kind of like frustrated because I go too hard, and then I'm like, I gotta go back in and like
tidy it up again.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm just like bucket. I just like.
Do you
know
dip
when you
them?
go to like a span? You know when you get a shot of like whiskey or something like this in this country, and they go pour it in a little cup and make it properly measured, and then you go to somewhere like Spain, and they just go,
yeah,
and they look at you, and you're just like. That's me with Nuln Oil. Do you know what I mean? I'm not measuring it out. It's just.
But I saw a new thing when I went back this recent time. I saw a dip pot.
Yeah, dip them.
Have you guys used this?
No, but I've heard it's.
I'm way too scared.
Oh, I'll dip it.
I'm way too scared, but I was like, of course. And it's like a big Nuln Oil. It's like that, and then you like. And I was like, I don't know if I can do it.
I was tempted on the night to make some oil washes, like make up some proper oil washes, but then I just can't stand methylated spirit smell that much. I was just like, I don't want to. I've got some next door because I was like in the shed sort of thing, but I was like, I don't want to just sit there in my little basement and just getting completely high. So I'll just do the Nuln Oil. It's fine, but I am tempted to get into that.
I love buying those.
You made your own.
I've made my own like knockoff Nuln Oil for terrain building because obviously if you're doing a big piece of terrain, it's expensive. So like just get like matte medium and water and inks.
Yeah, black ink,
acrylic inks, and you can mix a bit of brown in as well and get kind of really grimy. So it works really well but it works on minis as well.
Yeah. That's a good idea, actually, because that is what they are, aren't they? Because they're just in the old days before there was Nuln Oil. It was just get a pot of ink and water it down, wasn't it? Really?
What do you mean in the old days?
Well, in the days when I first did Warhammer in the 90s.
Just checking.
Do you remember when in the 90s the inks and shades came in a box that said expert paint set? So you'd buy the Citadel paint set that was just the normal paints, and then it said expert. And for years, I was like, I'm not ready to use.
No, same.
I'm not an expert yet.
I only realized it was a good idea when I did the classic, like first set of Terminators, Ravenwing, Deathwing, isn't it? Deathwing Terminators. So for my Dark Angels crew. And I used to just get the Caliban green. I think it was even still then. It was just the green, I remember. Get the green, dip it in. Oh, no, it was bone, wasn't it? Bone for them. So it was the bone color, Shabty bone or whatever. And I used to just slapper it on. You know, like I didn't know you watered these paints down. And in those days, they were thick paints. So I just put it on. And then I put my brush in on like the second one and it got wet. And then I put it in the thing and I put it on. I was like, oh my gosh, that's so much nicer. Like, if you paint it lightly, and I kept going to my friends, like, look, and they were like, oh my gosh, what have you done? That is so beautiful. All I'd done is slightly watered my brush down before painting, and everyone thought it was the best paint job they'd ever seen because between all of my friends, it was the only one that wasn't a cake. Do you know? So I never got.
This is
to
a life
washes.
hack, though, for all situations where paint is involved.
Yeah.
But
meanwhile, I'm over here using like household wall paint brushes. Paint mine and
a roller.
Yeah, it's just to speed it up. Let's just get this done. What I want, one very thick coat is how I paint.
I mean, it's a way to live. It's what I did. It served me well in 1997. It served me very well. It got those models on the table. You're thinning your paints down. Don't lie to me. I can see those paints are thin. I can still see details. My Terminators, even in the old blocky, Deathwing Terminators, it was pretty much a backpack, a head, and legs, and that was about it. The arm and gun was just part of the body by that point. You know what I mean?
I'm just saying, like, I'm looking at some Jordan wear here.
Yeah.
And it feels like you have done a metal effect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd love to know how you did that with a roller.
That's
so like there's some
really
skill involved here.
Yeah.
The paints have really come a long way from when the last time I was doing it.
Okay, well they do still come in a little jar though.
Yeah. You've also got the paints on different parts. They don't overlap, which is a good
thing
as well.
Like I'm looking at them like all together and I'm just like, dang.
Yeah. Yeah. And there's a consistent theme.
Just wait till you turn them around. When you see them in real life.
The back
okay, but that
great.
is a real situation because there are parts where you're like, I mean, who's going to look at you from there?
Yeah.
Or like, is anybody really going to lift you up and look and see that like your belly isn't painted?
No, don't touch.
I've definitely got some where
they go around corners and they don't turn. They say, I'm shooting that way, but they're not facing that way. Yeah, but don't worry. They only face this way. They only face this way.
But it's like if you build them before you paint them, forget it.
Oh, yeah, but I have to do that. Yeah.
Why? Yeah, but
that's why I spray them black. That's the because it's just in shadow. It's just a very contrasted photography.
See, but like I spray painted mine like light gray.
Schoolboy
because I knew I was going to be working with a lot of really light colors.
Even
so
with that,
I was like,
I just spray it black, and then I'd rather do layer upon layer upon layer for the areas I can get to than to try and be like trying to get into corners that are never going to happen.
But here's the spicy thing: is like this light gray wasn't even enough because I find myself now having to paint some parts white.
Yeah.
So that I can, because I'm using neon pigment for a few things, and these neons, whoa, it's true neon.
I want to see. Can we see something? Come on, you talked about this neon enough. Now, can we see some neon?
We can definitely.
Because I can see everyone else. Because in our Discord chat, everyone at home, there are pictures here. But Tay has just been like,
well, because I saw how cool everybody else's pictures were, and I wanted to like pose them.
Oh, okay.
Sorta, like I wanted them to be lit.
Yeah. And
so I was like, I need to have a moment to do this.
Okay.
I need to have a moment to take nice portraits of them.
Okay, so will you just show them on camera then?
I will. Are we doing that part yet?
You don't have to. I thought it would be.
Is it time?
I'm just leading into it. I was trying to segue into it, but
I'm sorry I messed it up. Okay, I'll show you.
I'm keeping all of this in, by the way. Okay, Taylor, not as slick as you think.
People know. They can tell.
I'm sure.
So first of all, just to like build the scene.
Okay, sorry. I'm sorry.
I want
this
you
is why
to
we
know,
couldn't slick in because
this is exciting.
Okay.
Because as a individual in the middle of nowhere, I never get to do stuff in real life. Like it's rare. And so getting ready to play a real game in person is super exciting for me. I haven't done it in a long time. And I have the dice.
Okay. Oh, look at those dice. Yeah. Very nice. You're not going to use anything but those sixes, by the way.
I know, but I had to have an excuse to get.
Oh, no, we'll use the other ones for damage.
Well, because I remember when I was playing like Sigmar, I just needed like hundreds of these.
Yeah, no, it's good.
And it was really devastating. Cool. Like you truly do need 1,000 of these little baby D6s to do anything at all.
I've got the
and
extra
I
dice as
was
well that we
getting
can
murdered
use.
anyway, so it was like I'm just rolling damage against myself.
Yeah.
But I also wanted the fat ones because they're clear.
They're nice. Very
and then
cool.
there were the polyhedrals that like matched them.
Very nice. Yeah.
And I was like, I know that I don't need these, but I need these for me.
Yeah.
But anyway, so one of the things I'm not allowed to have is a car. And so the first thing I'm gonna show you
in Iceland, are you not allowed a car?
No, like Ashways nomads don't have licenses, so they can't drive. But I do have this incredible vehicle.
I thought you meant in real life you're not allowed a car. I was like,
I'm not allowed to drive. That's so shady.
I was like,
it's like, hey, let's not cut that. I'm not allowed to drive because I'm not allowed to drive because I'm an Ashways nomad.
I see.
But I desperately wanted, as part of my like things that won't be in play, I wanted a Barbie car.
Of course, yeah.
Because and I do have the Ridge Hauler. We'll see if I ever actually get around to building it because I'm like dragging in the painting. But I have this guy.
Ooh. What? It's so cool. I love
There's a better way to do this.
Okay. Oh.
People at home, thank you for your patience.
Is there
this sucks.
Was that a better way? I don't know. That was a better way. I think that was
this
worse,
was worse.
was
okay,
worse.
But I do have a vehicle.
You will send me nice photos.
I'll send you there.
It looks really cool though. It's so cool.
And it's really beautiful.
Car.
And
do the wheels move,
or
did you break the wheels like I've broken on my?
No, these are good. These are good. I mean,
move.
obviously they don't turn. They have sand detailing because that's where this is driving. And
what? Magnets.
Because I have like, this is the missile situation and they are red like lipsticks, but I can also rock in with this nice little turret situation.
Oh, so cool.
Because you never know. You need the right accessory for the situation. So we do have a car.
I superglued the night.
And I mean, I'm about magnets.
I think
and they're the little teeny tiny ones.
Yeah, they're so cool.
But the people who are going to drive the car are drying because that's my constant situation. Hamilton and I went to Comic-Con and it took over our lives. And so I am even more behind than I usually am. But I also have Mermaid Barbie.
Wow.
Oh, that looks really cool.
And she has metallic, like you'll see this close up, but I've taken metallic embroidery thread and pulled it apart so that I can like get it down to the fibers, and I've glued the metallic fiber into her hair so that she has sparkly hair just like real Mermaid Barbie.
Wow.
She is covered in blood. There's like a
she's also covered in blood.
Just like real mermaid Barbie, right?
Like all mermaid Barbie.
Just like Mermaid Barbie. And I did actually green stuff one of these because this is actually like not an Ashways nomad. This is don't worry.
Deepkin, isn't it?
Yeah.
Let's not get it down into those brass tacks.
It's okay. It's okay. She's now an Ashways nomad. Is she the chieftain? Probably now. Probably has to be now. But I did green stuff like one mermaid tail onto one of her snakes because, we have to like remember
how
who
you
we
get
are.
like, is it 5 points or 10 points for just painting? I think you need to get like an extra point for that fiber. Like the hair.
Look, I'm already
like...
pushing the points with all this crap. But, and I also have the actual chieftain of my gang. Is themed off of roller skating Barbie.
I so want to see
from
this.
the movie. This is where I use the most of the neon.
Oh my gosh.
And
that looks so cool.
The horrible pattern is on the like fabric.
Holy shit. No wonder it's taken you ages.
I'll take a picture of them because it's really challenging to see, but love that one. And I've also got, I was like, who's a notable Barbie? Well, it would be the original black and white striped bathing suit Barbie. You really can't see them at all.
I can see a bit of it. Yeah. Wow.
But you've got like the pattern.
Yeah.
The pattern.
That looks really well put on though.
Yeah.
That actually looks to fold with the folds.
Oh, that's great.
That's really good. Oh my
gosh.
So
the pattern is there. And then I did a just pink one because I realized, oh my God, there's so many guys. and I gotta paint these guys.
Yeah.
So I did like a sort of gradient thing, which again, hard to see.
Oh, I see what you mean. That sort of goes from nice.
Because I kind of figured like they're probably the lore situation, as convoluted as it was, and you can't tell, but there is zebra print painted onto one of these little pieces. Because why wouldn't you? But they're kind of out to reclaim their lost heritage out here in the homeland, which has befallen a great shift in climate. However, they do remember the old ways. And one of those things would have been the keeping of the secret pigment, which is pink. Only they can make it. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe other people have this knowledge, but they've not come across
Is your chieftain
these
called
wanderers.
Anish Kapoor?
A little bit.
And
the thing is like
for art fans out there, but there you go.
They have some of this like pink pigment still in their, garb. But the issue is that like maybe this is one of the like lost arts. Like as they continue living detached from their, original situation, things are not passing to the next generation or becoming harder to source, or challenges are coming up. And so they've got some pink stuff still, but like, they're running out of resource maybe. And so the gradient happens because they're in the desert and they're getting sun bleached. So you've got like this sandier worn color at the top, and it kind of gradates down into a pink that it used to be all the way through. But we're dealing with some situations, and I've got all my other guys. They look pretty similar. I did buy the like additional weapons. I bought the Cawdor's weapons because that was all that they had in stock, and they were the closest. Yeah, but I ended up not using any of them.
Oh, okay.
So like, let me know if you need some. I don't know, but I just kind of kept what they had because they ended up having some like really great weapons. Like, look at this super gun.
That's cool.
Unreal.
They are really cool models. They are really good.
They've got some really beautiful stuff.
Nomads. The new one that came out as well is really cool.
So I'm going to be doing this for a while, but I'm already working on another one, and this is going to be Weird Barbie from the movie. If you saw it, if you didn't, then just know that everybody that's ever had Barbies always has one that's had its hair cut, somebody drew on its face. It's always doing the splits, right? Am I right? Yeah. Always. It's a little jacked up, and that's who this one's going to be, and you can kind of see how it starts is like I've put in the neon.
Yes.
So there's like a neon happening.
Yeah.
And where's the webcam, Taylor? I don't know. You can kind of see maybe the light is really strong, but there's like some of the clothing is white instead of the like typical gray because in order to I'm going to have to lay down more neon, and the neon needs white to really pop. And so I'm going to have to, and this is just a regular ganger. The ones that I've already painted is like I've got the chieftain and I've got the watcher. Yeah. Which are the two like notable.
Yeah, they're your sort of like
people.
Gang leaders and then champions. Yeah.
But they exist. They have a vehicle, even though they're not allowed. Maybe they just pose on it. I don't know.
Yeah. They just it's just to get them from one fight to the other.
I still need to get the Ferrari decals for the vehicle. I might have to like buy them and then mail them to you because I'm not allowed to ship them to myself.
Okay, get them sent to me and I'll give them to you. If you can get it sent before the weekend, I'll bring them to you.
And then I can just like stick them on. Yeah. But yeah, and I have like, I think I've still got the Ridge Hauler is like floating around in the back.
That's not necessary, Tay. Leave that.
I know, and I'm not doing it right now. I definitely
don't do what I did and get caught up in some chaos.
I had a moment where I was like, "You're not gonna do that. You're gonna have to wait."
Yeah,
that is just gonna be for fun later. And I like my goal right now is to finish my little guys, and I'm painting every day.
That's amazing.
And it's like that's how far I've gotten. It took me because the mermaid was the first one that I did, and it was like a bit devastating because it's just I don't know, anybody that's ever painted one of these things before, it's hard.
You get faster though. I do think you get faster.
I've already gotten a lot faster,
Yeah.
but the thing is like the first one that you do after a long time, you just feel like there's no way to get this done.
Yeah.
I'm an idiot. It looks terrible.
Yeah.
I don't know how I'm gonna make any of this work. All of the paint textures are weird no matter what.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm doing with color palette. Like, and you have, like, when you buy these things, they come in a box and it says, listen, here's the 6 colors that you need to make this happen. And it's like, great thing. But I kind of looked at that and I went, okay, just theoretically, though, if I'm going to follow this formula, I need to have, like, these kinds of colors.
Those formulas are, they can only, I think Peachy even talked about this, saying that they come up to him and go, can you tell us what you use? And they go, well, I use these 5 colors. Well, we can only fit 3 on the box. Well, then these are 3 of the 5.
Because, like, you get the formula, and when I was doing the Mermaid Barbie, I was trying to, like, really think about how, like, what colors, you know, just, like, what do I need to complete this?
Because at least you got Barbie as a reference, though. That's what.
But then I was like, you know what? Forget it. That made it so hard, and I overthought it for a long time, and then I just threw it out the window, and I was like, what color do I want it to be? And then it got way easier.
I think that's the way. Absolutely. It's just
that's the only way.
Whatever speaks to you, yeah.
What colors have you chosen then, Jordan, to speak to you on that?
Well, so as you know, my credo for this is as few colors as possible. Yeah. But I did find that even though I wanted to do like just 2 colors, so maybe 3 was my original sort of on the outside.
I think you said we'd get 3. I think you promised 3.
Yeah,
so
I did.
I'm expecting 3.
And I lived up to the 3 at a minimum. Yeah.
But I definitely saw at least 3.
You need skin, clothes, gun. Maybe,
exactly.
You know
and because
I mean?
the Ogryns have got loads of like metal like parts, because they've got cybernetic enhancements, they've got metal heads, some of these guys, metal arms, metal legs. That made it feel nice and simple, right?
Yeah.
And part of the reason I chose the Ogryns was that it was very simple to paint because they're so big and chunky guys, and then also very few required.
Yeah,
I've actually painted almost 3 times as many as I need for my gang.
I was going to say,
I've made my gang.
Yeah, exactly. You've got loads. So I was like,
I need to hire Jordan.
No, but because I painted all the ones I had, and I thought, right, then we'll do the points, and then I did the points, and it was actually you need 3 of these guys because they're so expensive.
Yeah, I don't need as many as I've made either, but they're there if I need them. You know, if
exactly.
One of them dies,
they'll be cheering on from the side of the battlefield. Saying,
you guys are just gonna have like a peanut gallery, like next to the hecklers.
My spare guys are going to be stealing your Barbie car in the background. I think that's probably what's going to happen. They're going to be
trying a joyride.
Probably.
I love it.
But yeah, I went for. So I actually can't remember the specific colors that I went for, but I did a I think it was Mornfang brown maybe for like the leathers, the overalls and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then a lighter brown to sort of give it a bit of a highlight. I did a metallic metal, I think lead belcher maybe as the base for the metals.
It's a great.
Yeah, I mean it was great, and I'd done a zenithal highlight as well, so I already had a little bit of like shit. It's the sneakiest, cheapest way to get a little bit of extra.
I like that.
On your paint job. Yeah,
I went into a dumber direction, and I'm doing like bolt gun, which is dark.
Oh yeah,
right.
And now I'm like, and I went with a dark copper scorpion.
Oh, nice.
And I'm like, this has gotten so much harder.
The thing I bought was I forgot the name of the paints. I'm gonna forget them, but I got new metallics that I got recommended, and I do they're dropper bottle ones. Who are they?
Ooh, that's nice.
Ammo paints. I don't know.
Okay.
Don't know. They look like that, but they do these special metals. They are really nice metals. They do like like aluminiums. They have all different types, like every kind of metal you think, like titanium slightly different and all that stuff, but they're really good. I reckon because they just like you only need a drop and they just go for miles compared to lead belcher, which I think lead belcher is quite thick. These are much thinner.
Is super thick. Yeah.
You said that with some gravitas.
I did. I don't think they'll, because it's a dark room anyway. But so just to prove that I have got some painted guys here. My Ambot.
I'll put your pictures. Oh yeah, your Ambot. We haven't seen photos of those. They're not on
I think he's hidden away in the background. This
Oh
guy.
no, I see them there. Yes.
But yeah, I did like, I can't remember which color it was, but it's kind of like a sort of rusty metallic color that I then dry brushed over the lead belcher because I thought, oh, this will make it look kind of rusty. But I did it across every bit of metal, and it's kind of giving it this rose gold kind of look.
It's kind of cool. Nice. It's kind of
It's like my guys are all. Yeah, they're all like wearing all this bling gear that's all like rose gold technology.
The trick for Rust, it literally what I did the Rust Monster night is a Troll Slayer orange. Just dry brush that. That's it.
Okay.
Because
it's like
literally
a real
Rust orange.
Yeah. Have you ever tried the Dirty Down Rust?
Yeah, I've got that. I do have that, but it's I got freaked out by the text on the back of it, so I went.
As you'll die if you use it.
It's like you'll fucking die. Don't do this in your basement. You need this, and I'm like, I was feeling ill at the time when I did it, and I was like, I ain't gonna mess around with this while I'm feeling ill and a bit drowsy and I'm on medication. I'll just do the Troll Slayer orange, and it works. It's good.
You've got to live dangerously. I've got the Dirty Down paints, and I use the Vallejo liquid metals as well. All the ones that say they will kill you. And what you have to do is you have to treat yourself. Yeah. Treat yourself. A little lick of the brush as well every now and then.
Oh God, I'm doing that.
I mean, these liquid metals are like, do not touch this. You will die.
When you get into it, though, it's just so annoying to like get the little paint jar. I'm like, let's go in. Like, we gotta keep going. We gotta crank these out. All you need now to complete the trifecta is the E600 glue that has like the entire bottle is just a label that's like,
oh yeah. I've super glued my hands
glue,
5 times fully, completely in the past week.
You're done. You're done.
I've been experimenting with getting like the Vallejo liquid metals, just putting them straight in my mouth and then spitting them onto the miniature.
Yeah,
like a sort of zenithal.
I want to. This is where future Hamilton put like warning. Please do not listen to what Stuart says. This is obviously not advice. He is joking. Please, no one sue me.
Surgeon General's warning.
Yeah, exactly. Stuart is clearly not the right person to be listening to.
Meanwhile, I paint wearing like proper oven gloves.
Oh, dear.
Have as little contact with paint.
I mean, you are using a roller.
Yeah,
so,
full hazmat suit, and just I want a real clinical distance between me and the miniature.
Listen to Jordan. Listen to Jordan.
But then I did a really dark, like black blue kind of skin tone for the Ogrins. We'll get to why. Ultimately, I sort of reverse engineered an explanation for it that comes into my lore for my gang. At the time, it was just because I really like. So there's an old paint
color
called Deadly Nightshade that was amazing. I absolutely loved it, and I've sought out some of that, like the reformulated stuff. I'm using it for a Marienburg army. I'm building an Empire army for Warhammer Fantasy, and I was like, that'll be my sort of relationship. That I'll have a little thread running through the gang and the army. And I couldn't find a place to put it, so I was just like, let's do the skin.
It's really cool. It looks really nice. I really like it. It offsets the sort of rosy gold quite well. It makes it very royal. It's very royal.
I think I kind of got lucky with some of it in that it doesn't look terrible. It's kind of got a drow sort of dark elf kind of vibe, I think, to these guys. That's true, I had the same thing as you, Tay, where I was looking at it, having put all this stuff on, and it was just like, none of this works. This looks awful. What have I done?
It feels bad, doesn't it?
It felt really, really bad.
Yeah.
The panic sets in where you're like, I can't even do this. Forget it. Like I had a point during the mermaid where I was like, I was sitting on the couch trying to do this, and like my husband was there, and I was like, just absolutely like having the moment where I was like, I can't make this happen.
I had exactly the same. Exactly.
They're too little, and and the colors look like crap, and like the hair is too big.
But don't tell me you also have that moment as well where you go, "I'm a fucking genius." When you've done something, there's always the moment where you're like, "I'm the worst."
If I had that moment,
no, I definitely did not have that moment. Not at all.
I don't love myself.
Okay, maybe I'm too much for narcissist, but there you go. I did the hazard trice, and I was like, I'm an absolute genius. And then
I do the thing where I'm like, I've completed one, and then I kind of go, I feel like I've just jumped over a pit where I'm like I'm Super Mario.
That's what I mean. Yeah, it's that kind of feeling. And then you look at it the next day and you go, I'm an idiot.
I actually escaped the pit, but then I look at it like tomorrow.
Yeah.
and I hate it again.
I hate it again. Need to start again.
And I'm like, I need to go back and do a bunch of highlights or something.
This is where we diverge because I'm never going back.
Yeah,
I'm done.
You can
accept. I've completed. But I had that exact moment that you talked about there today, where my partner came in and I just held it up and I said, I hate this.
Yes,
awful.
I had that moment.
Yeah.
I was just like miserable. Like the first one that you do, I think like you have to feel bad.
But I did that like 8 times. And then it was only when the heroic Null Noil came in and I just doused them completely in the Null Noil. And then all of a sudden I was like, oh, wait, this looks all right. I think I've got lucky here. I think this has kind of come together in a surprising way. No, but I've lined them up and they've kind of got like a right stuff kind of astronauts towards the rocket. Yeah. And they kind of are all posed. So they're sort of like big guys walking towards the camera.
Really cool.
I think it adds a certain thing to it. So I think a lot of factors have come together to help me out. And then, like I say, the lighting, it must have been the golden hour or something because they look better in the photo than they do in real life. You've taken
photos in multiple photo shots and they all look pretty good in every single one.
I really love them. I
also love the nicely. You've done some nicely set up ones with the paint pot and I like that. I really like those. That's really cool.
You also have.
Oh, they're all candid. That's all. I didn't set anything up. That's all. That's natural. That's natural photography.
You've got a good eye for a photography because it's like
these are really gorgeous.
Well. They could be like. They remind me of like that's like they'd be in a painting tutorial book. Do you know what I mean? Those sort of photos.
It doesn't look like a real picture.
It looks like you set that up, but if that's candid, you've obviously got a very good.
And you have such a charming paint box.
That's what I mean. Yeah.
I'm using 2 old shortbread tins from Marks and Spencer's.
Yeah, mine is a Trini from Trini and Susanna makeup box.
Trini London.
Yeah.
Hamilton, you're so fancy.
It's Rachel's.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, but look, it's Trini. London.
Oh, she let you have that.
She didn't want it, so I was like, can I take this from my painting, please? She was like, yeah, loser. Fine, whatever you want.
Well, I tell you what, this is like a proper ego trip for me now. So obviously, after every failed paint job that I do, we should all get together and you guys can just congratulate me on the work.
Yeah,
I just love their like overalls.
Yeah, I think it's really good. I'm being serious. I think everyone will agree as well.
They look so crazy together. I know it's like a scale thing because like
the Minotaur
this is another thing that I'm taking away from this is that you really should take the time to photo shoot your minis just because they look so much cooler in the photo because like our eyes can only perceive them like in the scale that they are, but when you take a photo you actually get to see them bigger.
Yeah.
Which is obvious, but for me I'm like, this is so epic. Like the models are truly gorgeous.
They make great models, right? And yeah, what you say there, Hamilton, about the Minotaurs. So I got the 2 Rogue Trader Minotaurs in there, and they look so small.
They look so small. I know, but they would be.
But in a picture,
reality-wise, they'd be bigger. But yeah, no. But I just love that design. Is like it's so GW. Like instead of horns, they're Gatling guns.
Yeah, gun horns. It's great.
Gun horns. It's so cool.
Hold on a minute.
Yeah, because the 2 horn guys didn't make it into my gang in the end. So the 1 horn guy is he's the leader of my gang. He's Georgie.
Oh, is he? Oh,
yeah.
Cool. You did also have the at one point you were going to put the forget the kill team guy as well, weren't you? Or the hanger on? Did you have them?
So I had a couple of hangers on. I had the Rattling Chef who I've got to one side, and then the Gore half horn.
That's it.
The Beastman, bounty hunter. But both of them, I was sat. So I did all these guys, and because they were identical, it was like exactly the same job. I sat down and looked at the other 2, and I thought, right, do I want to embark on this now? The next stage of the challenge, or should I see what the sort of gang makeup looks like and then work out if I can afford them? I can't. It will be months and months of campaigning before we can get anywhere near affording any of those guys. So I decided to leave them off for now, but maybe they'll join the revolution in the future.
Yeah. Oh, that's cool. Okay, cool. What about you, Stuart? Stuart, you've been quiet in the corner there. You've let us all talk away.
Well, because Stuart's over here with like really cute models, so
Well,
He's like, I don't know what you mean by struggling on the first one.
Yeah.
I had a bit of a change of heart because I've been really struggling with my 3D printer, so I fell back onto my reliable default, which is metal old hammer.
I love them.
So I managed to get myself some late 90s metal Redemptionists. So my gang is now mostly metal old hammer with a couple of big silly 3D printed things. So it's looking pretty good. I think it's only going to have 9 gang members.
Yeah.
Because the Stig Shambler thing is like 300 points, and
it's big, isn't it? Yeah, that guy costs.
Everything I've read as well, it's objectively rubbish too, but it's just a big stupid thing with a man on his back with a flamethrower. So,
but I mean,
why not?
Which is life, isn't it? So,
who says no to that?
They are pretty cool. So I've got all my models now. I've got one painted. I've got others in various states of paint. So I've gone for a very neutral, muted browns and dark reds kind of thing, because I want them to be ecclesiastical. I want them to look like monks. So they're all just going to be shambling around in brown robes with face masks on. But yeah, pretty happy with my models now.
You've done some fun things on the bases as well. I've seen you've got quite a few little funky base things going on.
So I didn't know what to do with my bases. So what I didn't want to do was buy Necromunda bases. So I've made some bases, and I had a resin base which I've used for the Stig Shambler, which has got like all kind of rubble and broken girders, and then I'm just going to do some kind of rubbly, messy bases for them.
Cool.
But yeah, I'm hoping to get a bit more painting done now that I'm feeling a bit better.
Yeah.
And fingers crossed, this should be pretty quick to paint, because that's the thing about the painting the old metal models. They're nowhere near as silly detailed as the new ones.
That's what you think.
Well, yeah. Particularly when you spit the paint at them. So.
Yeah.
Cloth, if you get in the rhythm of it, I guess, because it can be, they've got quite a long robes, all one color, if you want to do that. And you just need to just get into the rhythm of how you want to blend the highlights stuff, if you want to do that.
I've been cheating a little bit as well. So I've been sort of anti-contrast paint for a while, for a long time. But I have been dabbling in a bit of snakebite leather contrast paint, and it just makes things really, really easy.
Is that what you've used here on these ones?
Yeah, well, a mixture. So I like, there's a Vallejo beige tan color that I really like, and then the snakebite leather. Yeah.
Okay.
But,
it's nice.
I think this is looking like a really fun gang. The miniature choice is great. I think this is going to be really fun.
Yeah, I'm really pleased with them.
I like the size differential that you have, because you've got like the composition of how they look together is really gorgeous, because you've got like a really big guy, and then you've got like it kind of fits all together, and then you've got the rats in the front. Yeah. The rats.
I love the rats.
Oh my god, the rats are the best thing.
Are they the printed ones?
They are the printed ones. I don't know whether the rats are going to make the cut.
They're going to be there.
Flavor.
They're going to be there.
Oh yeah, they might just be there for flavor. But I think if I'm going to use them, I think I need more rats.
I agree.
And also, I believe they are, again, objectively useless.
No way.
But they look great. So
they look really cute.
I love
with
them.
The little barrel that he's holding. Yeah. It's so cool.
And the candles on their little heads.
The candle, yeah. I'm a big fan of the.
I know candles. They can do anything. I believe
if everyone dies in the game, they're the ones that are still alive, right?
Probably, yeah. And I would gladly sacrifice my gang to the rat.
Yeah. They are really cool.
Oh, I love them.
And I love the hazard stripes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Insert that section in Family Guy where Peter Griffin goes, he said the word from the show.
I will be liberally sprinkling hazard stripes all over everyone.
Yeah. No, I'm glad for that. I appreciate it. It's the reason I love Necromunda is mainly because of the yellow and black, which is also probably why I like your Wu-Tang Clan gang. gang, clan, Space Marines as well, because of that color. Who's the is that an Escher character? Is it the female character?
No, so that is, I backed a Kickstarter from a company called Halcyon Miniatures, and they were just like 10 or 12 just random, really weird sci-fi minis, and I backed them because it wasn't very expensive. It was like 20 quid for some metal minis that look quite cool. So I got those, and I thought I'll have a look through those, and I just found one, and I thought, that's perfect.
It looks great. It looks really good. It fits in really well, and it's like I like the sort of detail for a metal mini, like the little rib detail on the chest. It's really cool, and it's got lots. It's a really cool mini. I thought it was. I just thought it was like an old Escher or something that I'd never seen before. But it's really cool.
It's a So I think they're called Halcyon Miniatures. I don't really know anything about them. They're just it was a Kickstarter that I backed maybe a year and a half ago, and the minis have just been sitting in the pile of shame for ages.
Kickstarters, I sometimes just get mail through in the post, and I'm like, what the heck is that? And it's like, saying I backed like 2 years ago. Hey, that's a win. I forgot about this. This is great. Well, again, looking really cool. I'm jealous of the metal.
Yeah, I'm having
really
like Taylor and Jordan were saying though. Like I painted that Walker, and I'm like, it's not. Well, it's only half finished, and I hate it. I just hate. Like I'm at the stage now where I'm just like, I might just reprime it and start again.
Oh.
I went too for the hazard stripes are rubbish. Then I went too far with the weathering and the damage.
I like the damage.
I'll see if I can pull it all together, but I think I need to be a little bit more Jordan and just a bit more. It is what it is with it, and like I've painted it now. It's done.
Yeah, I think it's looking good. Yeah,
I think it's looking really good. I think that's pretty. I
don't know. I see two hazard stripe people, and I really dig both of them.
So
that's part of what I loved.
Yeah,
I'm happy with the guy with the eviscerator weapon.
Yeah, he looks amazing.
He's going to be my leader. So he's the mini. It's only a. I think
love
it's
a
zealot, the mini, but he's going to be my Redemptor priest.
I like it.
Because he's got the eviscerator.
It's a great. Chainsword. Yeah, no, I think the other one just looks like it's damaged. So it kind of, the fact that the hazard stripes are a bit wonky doesn't.
I was gonna say, I thought you'd gone the next level on the damage, and that was like,
it's just the black's chipped off and the yellow's what's the underneath.
You were making me want to do a hazard stripe.
I think everyone should have a hazard stripe, right?
Pink hazard stripes.
Like everyone should do one, right? No, you don't.
I mean.
I thought I should put one on every single character, but I could not be bothered. I did them once neatly on this guy, and I was like, I've done that now.
Stripes are hard.
They're fucking hard.
And it's deeply upsetting.
I normally do them on all my. I did a whole set of like Sisters of Battle with hazard stripes all over them, and I was like, oh, it's a lot. But then I'm like, I've done it once
because I can't leave them alone. I keep going in. But I bought myself something new that I found on this last trip. I found a masking paint.
Oh.
Yeah.
And I've never tried anything like that. And I'm
you
like,
peel it off afterwards, don't you?
Yeah. It's probably a terrible idea.
I think the hazard stripes for me, I just have to do it like, I have to go over it 5 times. I start with the lighter color, then go with the black, and then I have to go.
I wish that I could say that I stopped after 5.
I have to go. 5 is as much as I go. I can't do any more than that. I give up after that. But that's
painful.
How many times.
It's not
good. It takes
good.
ages.
It
and
does?
I use my 1.6 times glasses to do that. I'm a loser.
I think I might need to buy those.
Do you want? I'll show you. I'll send you a link to the Amazon.
You could share a link. My old people eyes are like stinging after a couple hours of this.
Yeah, no, it really helps. It really helps. And the direct lights that come out as well are really handy as well. Yeah, it just complete like I find it really difficult to get light like behind me, because I'm at a table. So like, how am I going to get a light doing this? But if you've got it on your glasses, it's definitely there. The problem is when you then try and go and get paint, and you're like, everything is blurry because it's literally great for here, and you're like. And the null oil spillage happens a lot in that period. That's the from the lakes form.
Have you seen like these arc lights that you can get that sort of go over your working area with like lights from every single angle to really give you the perfect look? I mean, that looks amazing because I really struggled trying to find a good angle to get light on my guys when I was painting them. So
that might be a good plan.
But it feels like a big investment for.
They're really expensive. They not do.
I'm guessing so. I mean,
like
some
of them are,
yourself,
but I feel like you can do it. But
I do have a clip light that I try and shine. Like I clip onto the table here, and it shines like down onto it, but it's not enough because you're never always in the right angle for it because you're kind of going to be working around the light.
That's the thing. Like it's interesting how they'll cast shadow on themselves.
Yeah. The other one is
I
the
just
knitting.
constantly find myself like failing. Like my eyes are always like
The knitting magnifier, circular magnifier with a light in it. Have you seen those? They're like angle poise. They're for like cross stitching and stuff like that. So it's like a circle with a lens in the middle, and then it's a circular ring light. And my grandma had one for like doing cross stitch and stuff like that. And I think people use it for like intricate.
Yeah,
that's a good idea.
And then you angle poise it so you can move it around and you paint through that. That's another one.
I mean, given the time of year, maybe we should all be like stripping the trees of their Christmas lights and just like putting them on a washing line over the desk.
Wrapping ourselves around it.
Yeah, we're just emanating light as we paint the miniatures. Yeah. But you said, Hamilton, that you've painted a bunch of your guys, right?
Yeah.
You're halfway through.
Let's talk about this because I saw yours. There were some photos.
There's some photos.
Yeah.
You can catch Can I re-angle the light? There you go. And I need to refocus.
Get it near the Christmas tree, man.
There you go.
That was great. It looks really good.
So
unreal.
So those are the only hazard stripes you get on the blade.
Well, it's a pretty it's pretty good usage.
It's all right. I'm pretty happy with this one. This one took a long time though. Like I really tried to put some effort into that one, and then the others get. I'm going to stay blurred for a bit now. The others get a bit worse. So this is the Cloud Strife where I try to do.
This is the one.
Lightning. It's the first time I've done lightning. It's not. It looked better when I first did the like white lines. Do you know what I mean? And then I kind of ruined it, and I couldn't get it to like look powered swordy. So I tried my best, but it
looks great.
The back side's better actually than the front side, I think. But
it looks like lightning to me.
Yeah, it's okay. Yeah, it's okay. This is the one where I went. I spent ages on this. This is fucking shit. That was my this is fucking shit moment. Okay, so that's it. And then,
but did you use a credit card to make that sword?
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Okay.
That is a credit card. Yeah, it's a bit on the.
I love that. I love that.
So
when I realized it, I was like,
yeah,
holy crap.
But he's.
I hope you left the chip in so that you can just pay for things by pointing this guy.
Imagine
at the machine.
I'm just gonna pay with this. Okay. And does
Please.
He's meant to be Cloud Strife colors, so he's got like blue trousers. I don't know if you can see that. And so I put that together. That's that one. And then I got my Sephiroth, gender bent Sephiroth, Sephi here, who is got a rat tail, which I saw. It's really hard to see, isn't it? But like,
oh my god.
Yeah, so like the bleach hair and the sort of black armor, and then sort of try to do a bluey sort of tint warpstone gun, but I don't know if it works. And then everything else is just dry brush metal, so it's black with just dry brush metal effects on it. It's like the tail's meant to be a bit metallic as well, but I don't know if that's really coming out in this light. And then last but not least, the only other one I painted then is Tifa, who's Tifa the tank, which has got the white tank top like Tifa in Final Fantasy VII, black trousers, and that's it. She's a witch base, and then there's just a dry brush power fist, and then the gun is just black with dry brush metals, really, and that's it. There's a little orc jaw hidden away. I can't see it there. Yeah, and the black's just black leather, and the skin I got it was the undead skin I just bought. I bought a new paint, which is the like remember. It's something like the undead one, and then this is the knight, that
guy is so crazy. Look at that.
That's just the model there. That's not me. That is all model. Like, that is just such a great model. Again, it's just black, really deeply dry brush the metal, and then slap on Troll Slayer orange. And that's how you get. I did quite a bit more on
so nice
the top. I tried to do like
it works really well.
I tried to do more metallic effects on the carapace bit. So like I've tried to like burnish this a bit and got some I got like a stringy brush to try and do like metal streaks, like it's like in a finer metal, but in a slightly shiny one. But I don't know if it worked. You'll see it in reality. But those are the ones I built. These ones are still just painted. These ones are just still as they are, like just black primered, and I've tried to put some.
That thing is so cool.
Rubble. I do love this model. I don't think I can find any points for it, but it will be there. I just enjoy it. And these, and then I don't know if you had this one. I don't know if this one was ready last time. This is mixture of like a Death Maiden and some Escher guns, and then part Drukhari Scourges, I think they're called. And then the body is Age of Sigmar Slanesh Void Speaker, I think it's called.
Wow.
I think
okay.
That's kind of it. And then you saw and then this is the kind of tyranny vampire guy.
Oh, I love the little pieces.
It's great.
And my little Red 13.
You've got a lot of like appendage models with like little swirlies, and I love that. When I was doing the mermaid, I was like, this is so delicate and beautiful, and all these little tiny like swirling pieces are so. It's incredible that you can print stuff like that. It's just the fact that this can be made is kind of amazing. And that they have like faces and just like buckles on stuff, and I mean, like looking at them up close, you're like,
the faces are amazingly
possible?
Detailed up. I don't know.
And boy, do they look bad once I paint them. Whoa.
It's like,
all you do is like the first dot, and you're like, oh, so sorry.
My trick is for mine is I paint them in the color, and then I wash, because they're like vampires. I just wash them in either in Caribou Crimson and Draconov Nightshade, and just sort of slather it off and on, so it looks a bit like they've got sinewy bits and they've got sort of like necrosis bits and bloody bits, and that's my vampire technique. I don't know if it works.
I just hold my breath and like. I don't know if I can say this, but I was pretty proud that I was able to paint a nipple on the mermaid. I was like, that was pretty good.
That's a pretty good nipple. I mean, it's the same sort of, skill set, Well, it's a weird world you have to inhabit when you're painting models. I think.
Kind of,
yeah.
But eyebrows? Nah, I can't.
No. Looking at the close-up pictures, Hamilton, that you sent, I think they look awesome, and in a really good way. It reminds me of like Resident Evil. Later on in a Resident Evil game, when there's bits of like stuff growing out of all of these creatures, and they have all of the tendrils, and they've got all of these like weird appendages like spinning off. It's got that real vibe, like you're down in the Umbrella Corp basements fighting these guys, and I think it works. Yeah, it's great.
That's kind of I'm glad that's what you said, because that's kind of the vibe. I'm going for the purest Necromunda grunge effect of everything is just put together, built together, messy and mutated and everything. That sort of realm of Necromunda than the sort of cyberpunky world of it, I guess. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Oh, yay.
These are crazy.
Yeah, I took that. I don't know.
Highlights on the hair are really nice on her as well.
Mm-hmm.
That might a lot be lighting. And dry brushing. That's a heck ton of dry. Trying to use. I've been watching the dry brush guy, Siege Studios videos, and like using the dab, like wetting the dry brush and then having it really light and just like going over it like millions of times with the dry brush to get the highlights, because I haven't got the skill to just keep the line. Do you know what I mean? To keep those lines, I haven't got, if I sketch like
that's a
scratching.
long curved line though.
That's what I mean. Well, yeah,
that would be,
and they're really deep recesses on that hair, so it does work quite well. It works better on that one than others, but so I can't take a lot of credit for it at all, really. It's down to just dry brushing. Yeah. And so I mean, yeah. And a lot of oils, a lot of shading.
I love the scale. Like, I love all the pieces, because like I feel like my guys are like pretty compact. Like, a lot of their stuff is close to the body, so they're like,
yeah,
they're very like, they don't have a lot of like
appendages.
Extra tendrils, and this is just like so tendrily, and you've got like just strings of bullets and chains and wings and like constructs and long weapons, and just like, I don't even know what some of this is. Little tails.
I am concerned about how they're going to navigate down like narrow corridors in the Underhive, though. There's going to be a lot of just shuffling around and just tucking swords.
I'm telling you, I'm taking this one. I'm taking these ones. These are the ones I'm taking. Guy with a big knife, he might just be there for good looks. He's just there.
The other guys are gonna wait outside, like at a cosplay convention. Like, okay,
exactly. You're not allowed.
We can't come down there like this, but you can.
You can hang out.
Let us know how it is.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
That was the thing. Is like, I didn't realize that I was getting so deep into this, and then I was like, uh-oh, I might only be able to bring like 3 to 5 of these.
Yeah, I've looked at I can either make these not have a lot of points by making them like cultists, like, because you can go. I could go down the more. I think I was going for the outcast, and so with the outcast, a lot of the people are just meant to be waifs and strays that you just find about, and so I can. They might have really big guns, but really it's just a standard bolter, or not even a bolter, like a
subgun.
Yeah, exactly. And like Sephi, really this one might, even though she's got the warp thing, that doesn't mean anything. It might just be that I have a blade and that's it, and so yeah, I either go down that route and make them all like really secondary characters, and all the stuff they've got isn't very high level, even though it looks impressive. Like, that could just be a big sword with a bit more reach, and I might add some points on for that, and that's just a flamer, like a hand flamer. But I know what you mean. It's like, or I say I've got 4. I've got 4 and they've all got loads of good, cool shit, and that's it. I'm still undecided. What does Martha think?
I kind of forgot to count points for the weapons that I'm using, and I'm definitely going to get slammed for that.
Well, yeah, I wanted to ask again what points value we were going to go for, because I feel like in my head we said 500 credits, right?
I thought you said 1,000. Okay. I thought we
Did we say 1,000?
Hamilton's over there like, please, it has to be at least 1,000.
It has to be at least 1,000.
How else am I going to bring credit cards, sword?
Yeah, exactly.
If it's 1,000, then that will make more sense. Because I don't know where that came from. I feel like maybe I imagined
you were just like, I need to paint 1. It's fine.
Yeah, exactly. I was just like, I can get my overboss, and that's it.
That's done. Yeah.
It's just chieftains only.
If it was 500 points, it's like this guy.
Right, okay. Done. Then that's fine. Because I think I could fit 4 guys into my gang when it was 500 points, which is what we're working. Well, that's great. So that means I'll actually be able to bring some equipment now, and all sorts of fun stuff. Yeah,
this is just like bare knuckle boxing,
which is in my favor actually. If it's purely just the fists, it's the ogrins.
Maybe.
It's a good point. To be honest, I feel like I'm gonna have to make them all have very good guns, because like your guys are bullet sponges, really, aren't they? They've got, how much is what was their wounds they normally have?
Yeah, my guys, so they've all got 2 wounds, and they've all got toughness 5. So we're chunky fellas. But like we cost twice as much as everybody else, at least. So you get hardly any of us. Plus, and we're really bad at shooting. So
yeah, that's true.
We want to close the gap and then just be having a fist fight, basically.
Yeah. I mean, I'm gonna have some magical powers. Anyone else having weird powers? Anyone got any weird magic?
No. No.
I'm
Actually,
like kind of rocking up with big guns.
Yeah.
Okay.
Flamethrowers and masks. You don't need magic when you've got flamethrowers.
But I mean, I feel like
We'll see
I'm
when
gonna need like one magical component.
Yeah, I don't know if nomads can use weird powers. I don't know.
Probably not.
I don't know.
I'm not allowed to have anything. I'm not allowed to have a car. I'm not allowed to be magic. I'm allowed to talk to bugs.
Yep. Yeah, you can have
And
bugs.
that's
cool.
Sort of it.
Yeah, I'm allowed everything because I'm an outcast. I can take what I want. I can even align myself with any of the houses and take any of their stuff. So I put myself at it's the worst position because I'm like looking at it and it's like paralysis analysis because it's like I can take this 15 different ways, to make one thing. And and I'm also trying to make up rules for things because nothing I've not made any of the real weapons. Like only a chainsaw. I think everyone's got a normal weapon, like one normal weapon each. And then they've all got a weird weapon that nothing exists for. So I don't know if I'm trying to figure out how I make that work. So I'm gonna have to
dual wielders only.
Yeah. To be honest, they all are. They all are. Because I don't know. I can't have a hand spare in the underhive. What are you going to use it for?
What would you do?
Exactly. What are you going to do with it? You just got to shoot shit. So...
As a philosophy, I respect it.
Yeah, I mean, the only one that's got a spare hand is a power fist, so it counts as a weapon. So it's
it's like that's the trope. Is like everybody has two weapons except that one.
And then the one that has to open the door.
Just kidding.
I've also, you'll see, this model costs a lot more than all the others because there is a coin underneath it to make it stand up. It's the only way that would balance itself. So I had to sacrifice 20 whole euro cents. That is.
Oh my god!
So it's a pricey model. There's actual.
I feel like that ups your points.
Yeah, I think so.
Sorry.
If I ever resell them.
If you're stacking cash behind it.
Also, if you ever want to like smuggle cash into the country, there's another option for you. But yeah,
this is definitely the episode to listen to for good advice. Stuart is over here eating paint. Hamilton is smuggling funds.
Yeah.
Jordan is paint rolling stuff.
I mean, white collar crime is probably the only way people can afford to have a Warhammer habit anyway. So
that checks out.
It does, doesn't it? Well, that's a lot of painting. We've talked a bit about narratives, and it says you mentioned, Jordan, actually with yours. You said that there's a narrative reason why they've got this sort of bluish tint to their.
Yeah. So I thought this was a pretty cool idea, actually. So if I do say so myself.
Oh, here we go. So this is where Jordan has the moment where I'm a fucking genius.
Yeah, except I've now massively oversold it because it's the
fine.
smallest possible
Everyone,
detail.
Get your smoking jackets on, sit down, relax into your comfiest chair, sit back. Jordan's about to tell us a story. Okay, I'm ready.
I quite liked the idea. This is what will become the abhuman revolution. So these guys sort of breaking free of their sort of bondage. Was that they were one of the construction crews that work on the exterior of the hive spires.
Okay.
So they're actually out, like, I don't know whether they were in like magnetic boots or anti-grav whatevers or all this sort of stuff in the sort of low orbit, just where the breathable atmosphere stops on the planet. And they're walking around on the outside, welding bits and sort of repairing bits and taking care of this sort of stuff. And there's terrible conditions, and that's because they're forced to do this work. But they've been doing it all their lives. Maybe they've even been grown to do it. So that is why they've adapted, and they've got this sort of a very different system, like organic system that allows them to survive in the really dangerous parts of the atmosphere or the sort of stratosphere or whichever bit of the atmosphere it would be,
because they've actually seen the sun.
They're above all of the sort of cloud stuff, and they've sort of just completely changed how their sort of physiology to allow them to do it. But now that they've escaped, and I don't know what the sort of specifics yet of their escape would be, but it's some form of crashing down to Earth or to Necromunda. But they were already outside the hive, so whatever's happened, it's sort of an accident in the construction zone wherever they were sort of rebuilding one of these spire, the tops of the spires. Now they've fallen down the side, or their ship, like their delivery ship or whatever they were in, has fallen down the side, and that's crashed in the ash wastes, and that's why they're out there. And they've decided, rather than go back to where they were, I mean, why would you? They're now going to try and make their way on the outskirts of the city, the hive, and that's maybe where they're now interacting with everyone and sort of well, maybe we can offer our services because we're construction guys and we know how to build stuff and repair stuff, so we'll help you if you help us. But not everybody's interested in a little bit of fair trade. Some people are a little bit, some turf wars and stuff like that.
I like it. I like that. That's cool. Oh, that really works.
Yeah.
I'm thinking then, if you're in the hive, where about? So yeah, Spire would be really high up, because I was thinking, would they have interacted with Stuart's? But Stuart's people aren't Spire high corridor. No, they wouldn't be up there. So, but I really like that as an idea. Yeah,
I just quite like this idea of the sort of, it's that kind of the mundanities of living in a hive, is that there's going to have to be someone out there repairing stuff. And maybe it's servitors or whatever, but it could just as easily be a group of Ogren guys who have to go out where nobody would go. They're forced to do it, and they've just got to work on scaffolding that's 1,000 miles in the sky.
You know what you need to do? You need to Photoshop them into that famous photo on the girder.
Sitting eating the packed lunch.
Sitting eating the packed lunch on the girder. Yeah. That's your like cover art for your gang.
Yeah, that's great. That's great. But I quite like that idea. It explains why they've got this sort of dark elf colored skin, and it also works, I think, for the story. And it's how they're surviving out in the ash wastes. They don't need like the breathing apparatus, because they've just completely adapted to all of this stuff.
Yeah. So as you said, that might be like, genetically enhanced to be able to breathe the smog and stuff like that. Yeah, I think that's really cool. Well, that makes a lot of sense, and that works it really cool into it. So Stuart, have you got any ideas how your characters might have ended up in the ash waste then from that?
So I was thinking that have you ever heard of are you familiar with Santeria? It's a Cuban religion. So in Cuba, because what people would do is they would mix kind of voodoo with Catholicism, and like and carry on kind of old traditional voodoo customs, but kind of hide it behind a veil of Catholicism. So my guys are sort of like that. So I've decided that my guys have basically the other way round. They're hiding Catholicism underneath the cult of the emperor.
I see.
So they've found old ancient texts, but they've got mixed up. So they can't tell the difference between what was the religion and what was the lucha libre. So they've got this kind of weird mixed up idea of so basically they're going out to try and find the truth and try and find more information about their religion and what they've been following.
Cool.
I love that.
That's really cool.
They become religious fanatics of a religion that they don't really understand.
I like that.
Yeah.
So that's why they're going out into the ash waste then, to sort of seek the knowledge.
Yeah. Because they found everything that they've put their hands on everything that they can find, so they've gone out searching.
Yeah. Okay. So maybe maybe all this because there's loads of like the I don't know people the Necromunda book. There was one called Vaults of Temenos. It was the second in this like running campaign that's coming out at the moment, and in that place it's like a vault, famously like in all these highs where they've got ancient decks and really cool shit all hiding out because the Imperium put it there, or people who were leaders in the olden days before the Imperium even got their hands on Necromunda fully, kept like clone banks down there and all this sort of stuff they didn't want anyone to get a hold of. And so maybe like that's where everything is all hiding out. It's just this big store of cool shit that like no one knew what to do with or didn't want people to know about, and that's why it's all down there. Maybe that could be how we tie it into something. So that's why everything's in the same sort of place.
I like it. Yeah, that's fun.
Okay, cool. So we know why you're in the Ash Waste. We know why you're in the Ash Waste. We know why. No, wait, no, why Taylor's in the Ash Waste.
I have just selfishly claimed it as my homeland, and I'm there because I was there.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, it makes sense. You've got the easiest line, apart from you're still trying to find your promised land. In a sense,
It's kind of almost like an Atlantis situation where it's like we know we're here and we've been here and we're supposed to be here, but there's some nexus of home that we don't know the location of, maybe, or we're trying to find it. And I think, like, I don't know, I just imagine that a lot of it's probably gone because of just time, and I like to imagine that there was some intense cataclysm at some point that maybe is why they don't already live in that home.
Well, I think it could just be the Necromunda story, which is that the world got bombed by an alien. When even after the Imperium bombed the crap out of it, these weird aliens came out of warp gates and just rained fire on the planet and killed. So it's like civilization, like all like living creatures, pretty much. Apart from
that's probably what happened.
Yeah,
but I don't know that they even know exactly.
But that's the thing; they don't have to know. It's tens of thousands of years ago. So yeah,
that's the thing.
But maybe that's where this thing is. Maybe your like home is the same place where the texts are from, and because that's very nomads as well, is the sort of pseudo-Christian, what was it, the Bible, the Orange Bible in the Dune, isn't it? What's it called?
Yeah.
The
I know what you mean.
Bible, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Something like that. But which is kind of a theme on it. But yeah, no, I maybe that's it. Maybe there's a similar. Maybe you even have that same. You've got a Barbie religion. It's fine. I was just going to say, you got the cult.
We definitely, yeah. But I have to go back in and I have to dive some rules for a bit.
Yeah.
Because I've been reading a lot of different stuff, and I came across a PDF on the World Wide Web about updated rules for the Ash Waste gangs.
Yeah.
And there's a little section at the bottom of this PDF that I found about vehicle rules.
Okay.
For Ash Waste nomads. Just a little thing I'm experimenting with at the moment.
Okay.
But it says that, there are vehicle rules, and I've been trying to find them.
Okay.
But apparently, a lesser version of my gang can also drive motorcycles and stuff like this.
Oh, okay.
But I need to figure out if this is current. There's no date on this PDF.
If you can find rules, and I'll have a look through the Nomads book as well. You got the Nomads.
I'll share what I have with you, because I found this, and I was like, oh my god. Is it? And then I was looking at newer stuff that was like, hey, things are different now. There's vehicles for all kinds of people. And I was like, okay, all of us or just some of us? But then if you read forums and stuff, people are like, hey, just know that if you're playing Ash Waste, it gets really spicy because you can't have vehicles like everybody else.
Yeah,
so
I believe you can't. I think you only get your cool bug riders.
Right. And that's what I thought for a long time, because everything that I saw said that. So it was no vehicles, but this PDF, man, I'll send it to you.
Yeah, the book of the Outland says animal vehicle, the main exception of the Ash Waste nomads, who cannot include vehicles, but may include many different kinds of macro insects.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
And that's what I was going off of for a long time.
Yeah, and even dirt bikes are not available to everyone except nomads. So even the ones that say it's available to everyone say not nomads. But if you want,
but this might be an old rule set.
They did bring out a new rule book that just combined all the Outlands bit, but I think I actually did a video on it, and I should remember all the points, but I think the errata changes were mainly to do with they updated some a couple of skills that were a bit crap. There was one which you could charge and then push someone, but then you couldn't make any other actions, and they made it so that you can do that as well. But that's it. But yeah.
It's just interesting. I have to figure out
if you want vehicles,
what this
you can take the rules from some. If you want it, I will allow you to have it. If you
nope.
Okay. I don't care. I don't care. If you want it, you can have it. But
we don't need vehicles to be deadly.
Where we're going, we don't need.
But where we're going, we don't need the Ferrari. But baby, we did bring it. Like, who drove it? Potentially the leader, because apparently they're allowed to drive or ride any of the gang's vehicles or beasts. In the event that you're using the rules for vehicles in the ash wastes, where are those rules?
They're in the ash wastes. I can send you them.
Okay, because this is a thing. This whole time I've been like, Taylor, you're not allowed to have a car, so stop it. Stop trying to buy cars. Don't buy that Ridge Hauler. Don't buy that other little car. Don't buy that other guy. Don't buy those motorcycles. And here I am with like an armada of cars.
Yeah.
A fleet.
You know what,
if
Taylor? We'll just borrow them from you. Don't worry about it. You can paint them, make them, and we'll use them. That's great. I'll have a pink Ferrari. I don't mind.
I mean, you can try.
I think the only thing I wanted to then, because I know we're coming on for time, is the antagonist and protagonist part of this, is sort of who's on the same sides and who's not. Is I kind of do feel like Jordan and Taylor's is coming closer together as something that could work together. Whilst I feel that my gang is looking for the knight because they've got this psycho. I don't remember my story from last time, but the leaders had this vision of the knight as a way to go back and tear down the hive, and sort of like that's the old hive they are from, and they're all a little bit like crazed, so they're a bit kind of up for fighting, and they're not really there to make friends, I don't think, my guys. So I'm sort of okay with being one of the antagonists. And then I don't know if Stuart's happy with being another antagonist.
My guys are similar, really. They're just they're driven crazy by the fanaticism and the religious fervor. So I'm more than happy to just be a crazy flamethrower baddie.
So maybe it's actually that we're the baddies and you guys are the goodies. I think that's what's happening. Surprise, surprise! I'm in the red room,
and me and Jordan are pink.
Exactly. Yeah. You're the nice, like, that's it. Yeah, you need to change the color of your room, Stuart, for next time, if you could, please. I'll just put a filter over you for this now. But if you could change your lighting, it'd be appreciated. Red v pink. Can you do it?
Yeah.
Yeah. There we go.
Oh, it's not as red as I wanted it to be.
Yeah, it could be redder. I'll up it. Don't worry.
It's an omen.
Oh, look at that.
Ooh.
Oh, no, I'm pink. No.
You're now pink.
Yeah.
I'm on my own now.
Paint it pink.
There we go. Other than that, I think that's everything we've got time for today. So unless there's anything else anyone wants to add, I'll give you the floor if there's anything. No?
Looking forward to playing.
And obviously I will invite everyone. Well, I'll do it for them so people don't have to don't have to feel bad about it. I'll tell everyone what the amazing things everyone does and then how to watch them. So you should definitely watch Jordan Sorcery on YouTube. It's incredible. If you want to learn about all the history of Warhammer or any of the GW things they make, you should definitely be doing that. They're great. They're half an hour to, you've done some longer form ones. And if you haven't done Quizhammer, what are you doing? And if you haven't done one of the best pieces of YouTube media I think I have ever seen, and I don't say this lightly, which is your actual choose your own adventure version of YouTube. Like literally you have clickable links where you can make a choice and you can click on one and you can die and have to go back and try the other links. It's literally link hopping. It was 100. It's like that is. I don't know. They should just give you a plaque. They should give you the plaque now in advance for that. I think additional. Taylor does Backwater Bastards.
It's true.
It's a podcast everyone should listen to. It's the best friend story. It's the best friend story in the galaxy.
It's a podcast. That's what they say. It's the greatest best friend story of all time ever told, no matter what, in the galaxy.
It's amazing.
And don't take my word for it. We were nominated for an Emmy, so
exactly. And Taylor was nominated for a Crit Award for being one of the best D&D players in the world. So,
which is a bit hilarious.
Since you don't play D&D on your show, but you have played D&D. But
I play D&D on other people's shows.
You do, and that's why you.
But our show is our own game system, so spicy.
And when's it coming out?
One day. Soon.
I'm looking at you,
trademark,
Mr. DM. But there you go. And then Stuart, This is Bardcore. On YouTube, making music amazing. It's 99 Problems is one, and a Wench ain't one, is it? It's the Bardcore one?
4 score and 19 worries, but a wench is not included.
That's it. 4 score and 19 worries, which is one of the best pieces of lyricism I've ever heard. And you also do the D&Ds on the podcasts. Yeah. And what episode are you on now?
Like 160 something.
Dice and Desire, full of both of those things, and lots of bridge references. If you're interested in bridges, who made
all
them?
the civil engineering?
It's actually as a swathe of civil engineering. As an architect, I appreciate it greatly.
Every time I see a good bridge, I think of
it's just in one of your like 5th episode. It's like you came to a bridge and like, who made it? And your DM's like, I don't know. It comes up with a name, and from there on, they're just the consistent theme in the whole podcast. But anyway, that's all my fantastic guests. You can find me on Hazard Stripes, as you know, because you're here. I don't know how else you'd be watching this if you're not watching it on my show, but that would be weird. And yeah, I think that's it. There's nothing else to say, but bye.
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 That's Hazard for now.
Oh no.
Stripe you later.
Stripe you later. Oh my gosh.